Equalizer, Part 3. Denzel Washington is bringing it only as Denzel Washington can, playing Robert McCall, a former CIA slash government agent that is trying to be retired, but things just keep pulling him back in, you know? Every time I think I'm out, they pull me back in. Great line. So it kind of felt to me like Denzel was not giving it 100%. Now, bear in mind, 70%, 80% Denzel is still about 120 of the average actor anyway. I'm talking about A-listers too. Denzel brings it even when he's not bringing it. And this was a good movie. So the premise, he's on a mission. He starts out with a bloodbath. He's slaughtering people. And they don't tell you why. When I was watching, I just assumed it was because they were bad people, and that's what he does. But the Equalizer usually only gets involved when a bigger, stronger hand is barreling down on the head of a weaker person. So he defends people. So it didn't occur to me that that was really what was happening until almost the end of the movie, and then they explain the beginning, and I'm like, oh, okay, well, I guess that makes sense. But he's moved. He's not in America anymore, at least not in the beginning of the movie. He is in Italy, and he's fighting with the full-on, honest-to-God mob in Italy. You know, I mean, you go higher than that, you're going to have him on a spaceship fighting people who use the force or something. I mean, he's fighting the mob. He's started out fighting pimps. Now he's fighting the mob, man, in Italy. So, as you can assume, there are connections that lead to other connections. And when you do something to somebody else is going to come knocking on your door. You know, it almost never ends with those guys. At least that's what the movies say. So he's got to think his way into and through a problem while dealing with another problem. Classic Equalizer stuff. And this movie is, I want to say number 2 was the best, but this movie was good. It was really good. As far as the series goes, I don't believe that Denzel can do this for too much longer. I mean, you know, Robert McCall, the character, is kicking people in the face and smacking them and fighting 5 or 6 people at the same time and taking them all out in a couple of seconds that it takes for him to assume that he's going to wipe out a room. And Denzel is getting a little on in age. Even when they show him walk into a room and then everything's dark and you just see a shadow that looks like him and he's karate sizing everybody, I mean, deep down, you know that's not Denzel. He's a great actor. He is not kung fu fighting, you know, not really. But he's a great actor, and it still makes you think that he's kung fu fighting. So right now, he can still do it. But in the future, I don't think this franchise is going more than maybe 1 movie more, maybe. And then he'll do something else. But this particular action genre, this particular character, I think he has just about run the race on this one. Good movie, lots of action. You know, I came because I wanted to see Denzel shoot a bunch of people and flip them over chairs and maybe toss a dude out of a window. He's done that. You know, take a gun from a dude and then say something cool to him like, you thought you had me, right? Here, take it back. No, psych, boom. You know, you expect that kind of a thing. Different guys say different things in different movies. You know, if I said "Hasta la vista, baby," you know who that is. You know, you different catchphrases for different people. With Denzel, he's got particular catchphrases in his movies, in this series of movies that are cool. They work for him. So I would expect that. I wanted to go and see that, and I saw that. Saw explosions. Saw a bunch of people saying, "Let's get him," and then suddenly he was behind him, knocking him off. That's good stuff. I don't want to give away the whole movie, but I sure am itching to tell you about a few parts. It was a good movie. There was one thing I thought about. One thing. Most of this revenge stuff he's doing because of the thoughts of his wife and everything. That's what really set him on the path. What would your wife think? When he had to read those 100 books in the first movie, he was doing it for his wife. He didn't want to do that. But the memory of his wife is what's propelling him through life now. With the thought of his wife being that strong, I wonder, could he ever have a different love interest? The kind of hint that he may have another potential future love interest, but wouldn't that kind of mean that that would be the end of his run? Because what got him back into slaughtering villains was the thoughts of his wife. And of course, he didn't like people getting hurt. He didn't like bullies. So I'm just wondering about that. What does he do next? He can't have a love interest, but you would expect him to. You know, the good guy always gets the girl. That's one of the biggest action tropes. Good guy gets the girl. Damsel in distress. You know, beat your chest and scream, "Here I come to save the day," man. So you kind of expect that, but I don't know with Denzel what they're going to do with this. We shall see. But I dug this movie. In fact, I dug it so much that I would give this movie 8 bags of popcorn, man. 8 bags of popcorn. Because that's what I think about that. But more importantly, what do you think about that? Now that we had a chance to talk about this movie, let's talk about it again in the comments. And as always, if you like the video, if you like the content, subscribe. And then like.
Popcorn Passport.